Oh, hi, Rich Keeble here. I'm just hiding in my in-laws' bathroom just to record this, hopefully reasonably quick video, just to say thank you so much to everyone who has supported me in 2023, but also 2023 has been a funny year for a lot of people. I, like many others, did have a difficult start to the year. In fact, my 2022 ended quite quiet with regard to work. I was scratching around for money a bit, and the beginning of 2023 was no different. We've also had the strikes to deal with. I was supposed to be doing a film later this year, which got pushed because of the writer's strike, but I did have some work coming in, and I need to be thankful and grateful to be working at all in this current industry. But one thing that I will remember 2023 for, and it is for being the year where I've received the most positive reactions from people on the internet that I've ever had. I used to get a lot of hate on the internet between 2015 and 2020 when I was the top cashback man. But 2023, I've received so much positivity from people on Instagram, Twitter, Strava, Blue Sky, and YouTube. So I just want to say a big thank you. A lot of that love has come from the people in the running community and also, let's be honest, the Good Omens fandom. So yeah, thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to me. I also want to say everyone who's come up to me in real life and said hello, it's been really nice to meet you. And even though I am a bit of an awkward weirdo in real life, it is really nice to meet you. So I wanted to share some of my ups, as one tends to do on social media these days. There is pressure on those of us who work in the creative industry and have sort of semi-public lives to post stuff on social media to make us look busy and employable, and that does seem to work. But also I'd like to share with you some of the downs, which don't get shared quite so much. I've had a lot of ups, as you know. Good Omens coming out was a big career thing for me, and it's been lovely to interact with all the fans on that. Another big show for me was The Change, which came out on Channel 4, a Bridget Christie thing. I was also very fortunate to be filming another job with David Tennant. I did 5 weeks on a show called Rivals, which is coming out at the end of 2024. I was also involved in a couple of episodes of Lee Mack's Not Going Out, which is a lovely job to be involved with. I was in this ITV drama Stonehouse starring Matthew McFadden. I worked on a short film with Phil Davis. I was in an episode of The Beaker Girls. I recently shot a BBC pilot with Jimmy Nesbitt and Leslie Manville. I worked on a show called True Love, which is going to come out in January 2024. I filmed a commercial. I did a bit on Meet the Richardsons, which should be out in 2024. I did some voiceovers for Network Rail, for Diabetes UK, and for Red Bull. I had some audiobooks come out. Follow the Money by Paul Johnson, The Decisive Mind by Sherry Al-Banuri, and Wayne Barnes' autobiography, Throwing the Book. But despite all that, I still get anxious and frustrated at all the roles I didn't get. So there were several commercials that I didn't get, even though I put a lot of effort into doing tapes for them and maybe got recalled and thought I genuinely had a chance. There were various TV jobs that I really thought I would love to do and thought I was in the mix for. I was in the mix for a recurring character type in some series of comedy dramas, which I thought, I really prepared for and thought I did really well, but didn't get it. I did do a tape for Outlander that I didn't get, that I was quite gutted about. I did a tape and had an in-person meeting for another drama series that I thought I was really good at, but it didn't go my way. I did tapes for Wreck, Breeders, Such Brave Girls. There was a couple of audiobooks that were quite big, and they would have maybe led to doing a series of books, and I really thought I was the one for those, but they didn't go my way. Another thing that has affected me slightly more than I care to admit is the fact that many of my friends have been in Baldur's Gate 3, the video game, and that has won every award going and voted as one of the best games ever, whereas I played the mouth of Sauron in the Lord of the Rings Gollum game, which up until it was released I thought was going to be a big deal, but then it turned out to be a disaster, which has been a bit of a shame. I did get a bit of trolling online for that. Of course, I've had plenty of other stuff going on in my life. I've been spending a lot of time trying to fix up my mum's house, which is very stressful. My eldest daughter has had a bully to deal with at school, which has been stressful. There's a neighbour in our block of flats that a few of us are really frustrated by. I now need varifocal glasses because I'm so into my 40s. My lenses in my eyes don't adjust properly. I found that out on Good Omens because I had contact lenses in and then I couldn't read the sides. I had to then put reading glasses on to do that. I've just found out I've got high cholesterol. I've got a bit of a rotator cuff issue that I can't seem to fix. I seem to need a lot more sleep now. I can't drink alcohol without getting really affected by it. I feel like I get more angry and anxious as I get older. I'm a bit more prone to spiraling mentally these days. I do genuinely suffer from a lot of self-doubt and anxiety, which I generally try to keep hidden beneath this confident persona and incredibly good-looking exterior. I also suffer a lot from imposter syndrome, kind of feel like I'm winging it a lot of the time, and maybe I am, and maybe that's fine. I may appear confident and sort of knowing what I'm doing, but a lot of the time I'm not really. And I do have to kind of remind myself about the positives and focus on, myself, my family, those around me, and not worry too much about work. I do often take breaks from social media. So of course, running is a big thing for me. Running has helped my mental health immensely and has helped me build this sort of community on YouTube. This beginning of 2023, I actually started off in quite a negative place because I was kind of injured and my fitness had gone down a lot. But I've built it up a lot since then. I managed to do Manchester Marathon in a PB time of 3:39. I managed to get back below 20 minutes in the 5K Parkrun Arena. I've run 2,000 kilometers this year. I managed to PB the 10-mile distance in the Great South Run. I did a 10K race today on New Year's Eve. I managed to PB that despite not feeling 100%. I got asked by Martin, the organisers of the Brighton Half Marathon, if I could do an interview because they enjoyed one of my videos about that. I've been running a lot more with my friends Dale, Ben and Sarah, which has been great. And of course I did my first international races, which was the race today in Krakow, which is where I met my wife, so that was very special. And I did the Tychy Park Run last week as well. I've started boxing, believe it or not. Yes, you heard. I'm getting more sleep because I'm going to bed earlier. I try and focus on the fact that given my job, I spend a lot of time at home. So actually I get to spend a lot more time with my family than other people my age. A lot of my friends who have normal jobs, they all own houses and have a lot of money to sort of spend on other stuff, which I don't, but I get all this free time. Both my kids seem to be kind of popular and have friends. I mentioned the bullying thing, but actually my daughter is quite unaffected by it, it seems. She's just kind of letting it brush over her. My kids are enjoying swimming, my kids are healthy. These are all things I need to focus on. And maybe that's a bit of advice to you, if things don't seem to be going quite as well as you think they are, then maybe just have a look back and see what you have got. And what's important is, friends, family, health. Don't worry too much about things outside your control. I shouldn't focus on the things that I can't control, whether someone gives me a role or not. I should just focus on, being happy and in the right mental space to accept that role when it comes along. But another reason for doing this video is to perhaps remind you that if you feel like that you haven't really achieved that much or you'd like to have achieved more, doing something like a success journal can be a good way of just reminding yourself actually what you've done and that you should be proud of yourself regardless. But hopefully 2024, we're all going to be back to normal and working hand over fist. Anyway, I hope you have a happy new year or have had a happy new year by the time you see this. It's nearly 10:30 for me on New Year's Eve, so I'm probably going to drink some alcohol and then maybe go to bed early. So thanks again. See you around. Here's to 2024. That's what the YouTubers do, isn't it? But I don't think I've quite got the hang of it.